All right, welcome back to eSIM Studios. I was going to do a stream in regards to this topic, but my internet is down right now. And I was just telling you, what was it, just yesterday, of how good Google Fiber was. Well, I guess I jinxed myself, but let's get into the topic. So, if you want a top spec camera focused flagship, you really need to consider one of the Ultra flagships from Chinese OEMs. The Xiaomi 17 Ultra has been around for a while, and the Vivo X300 Ultra was recently launched globally. Now, Oppo has launched the Find X9 Ultra globally. The Oppo Find X9 Ultra is one of the more interesting looking phones with a round stovetop camera island on the backside with a design inspired by the Hasselblad X2D camera and a dual-tone vegan leather look in the signature Tundra Umber variant. It also comes in a bright canyon orange color if you want to attract all the attention. I was not a fan of their design when we initially got a look at the device when it first leaked, but this specific design really grew on me. I actually really like the way this phone looks at the moment. Can we actually call this thing a phone now? I mean, technically it does classify as a phone, but this brings us to the level of something else. It's definitely a digital camera with these specs. It's definitely like a mini PC. I don't know. I'll leave the name change up to you guys. But another neat aspect of this device is that the Find X9 Ultra also features the new quick button, which is Oppo's take on the camera shutter button located on the right side of the device. Now, the Find X9 Ultra features a 6.82-inch, 144Hz QHD Plus LTPO 2.0 OLED display with 1800 nits full brightness and a 3600 nits of peak HDR brightness. It also supports 2100 PWM dimming. The display is protected by cornering Gorilla Glass Victus 2. And of course, the Find X9 Ultra is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 system on chip with LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.1 storage, available in 12 gigs, 512, and 16 gigs 1 terabyte configurations. Unlike some namesake Ultras, the Find X9 Ultra doesn't skimp out on battery specs either. It features a 7,000 mAh silicon carbon battery with 100-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless charging. The phone launches with ColorOS 16 based on Android 16 right out of the box with new features like Live Space, AI Build Manager, AI Mind Pilot, AI Menu Translation, and much, much more. The cherry on top is that the Find X9 Ultra also supports Quick Share with AirDrop. It has that right out of the box, no waiting on any updates. The phone is also IP69, rated for dust and water resistance. If you've been keeping your eye on this device, then you know it was Oppo's first attempt at essentially a quote unquote global launch. That statement got all tech lovers in the United States super hyped because our phone options are kind of limited here. This announcement was before the war in the Middle East and before the FCC announced they were planning on barring all electronics coming out of China. Once we got that whisper last week about the FCC barring all Chinese electronics, I really started to worry that the Find X9 Ultra was not going to be available for US consumers. Well, the phone launched today, and guess who is not going to be available? You guessed it, the United States. So if you go to their website, it displays both phones launched today globally, the Find X9 Ultra and the Find X9S Pro. You can check the specs, you can look at promo material, but there is no purchase button. Oppo has not officially made a statement as of yet as far as the United States market goes, and I don't really expect them to make a statement, to be quite honest with you. Why would they? This is a big deal. This is a huge deal for us here in the United States. This is the very best smartphone ever built and we do not have access to this device. Quite frankly, I'm a little pissed off, right? Not at Oppo, but at my government. I'm not going to make this a bash the US government video, but I guess it already sort of is. Our government's total disregard of anything and everything China-based is absolutely ridiculous. They're going to claim security reasons, and let me be honest, I personally think that's a load of crap, right? We, the US government, looks incredibly stupid, petty, narcissistic, and arrogant. I know this FCC China ban is not all about this Oppo phone, but it screams as if we can't make the best products, it'll not be sold here. If you want a perfect example outside of the phone world, because these Chinese phones will blow away anything we can produce here in the United States. Take a look at the Xiaomi electric vehicle. They blow away anything Tesla can produce and or has produced, and for half the price. I do have some good information if you are in the US and you want to buy this device. Like I said earlier, it's not available on the Oppo website, but it is available for purchase on third-party online retailers. I don't have any affiliation, nor do I get any kickbacks of anything like that, anything of the sort, like some other YouTubers, wink wink, notably, what was it, the Average Dad YouTube channel where he's selling these on his website for hundreds of dollars over the sticker price. I get it, he's got to make a profit, but geez. I found this Oppo Find X9 Ultra for sale on Giztop's website. I was worried about the Find X9 Ultra on Giztop's website because yesterday I was looking at the 5G band support and it was missing like 2 out of the 3 main 5G bands for T-Mobile. I checked today. It seems they are updating their 5G band information because now it fully supports, I think, every single 4G and 5G band that T-Mobile users have here in the United States. So what is even better news is that it's even cheaper than what it's listed on the Average Dad's website. A lot cheaper. Now, I've never ordered anything from Giztop, but I do know Flossie Carter buys most of his Chinese phones from Giztop, and if it's good enough for Flossie, well, it's good enough for me too. So I guess I'm recommending you purchase it from Giztop. Again, I don't get any kickbacks, no affiliations. That just looks like the most obvious, best place to purchase one if you're here in the United States. And again, if you find a better deal, let me know, let us know. But at the moment, Giztop looks like the spot to purchase it at. Giztop has both the black and orange colors available in both 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, as well as 16 gigs of RAM with 1 terabyte models available. Base storage is $1,500 and the 1 terabyte model is $1,700. That's considerably less than at the Average Dad's YouTube channel website. Hundreds less. If purchased, they start shipping, I believe it said May 15th. It's time to bust your credit card out and make that purchase. Quite honestly, I think I'm going to be doing that this weekend. If not this weekend, definitely next week. The only downside to importing a device is warranty services and or topics that pop up. I mean, how do you get a cracked screen fixed? I mean, what if somebody steals it? I guess the next best thing to do would be to go find a third-party phone insurance company. You can make a policy for it. If something does get cracked or it does get stolen, you can just get your money for it and buy another one or something else. I've never used a third-party insurance for a phone. It's always been through my carrier or via the manufacturers, but I know there are some out there, and please comment below if you know of any good places we can insure these phones with. Well, look, like I said, I plan on getting this phone, whether this weekend or next week or next month, whatever. I'm so tired of paying top-notch prices for these phones, but getting subpar performance in one or more of the departments. The launch of this Oppo Find X9 Ultra makes Samsung look like a joke at this point. If I'm going to be paying $1,500 for a phone, I want the absolute best phone on the market. Guess what? This Oppo Find X9 Ultra is just that. And guess what? The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is not that. So look, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the latest Oppo news, all tech reviews, eSIM Studios. I got more on this topic. Peace.